The child is back. Third time this week. She appears at the edge of my market stall the way she always does, not running, not crying, just walking with the particular calm of a small person who knows exactly where she is going. Dark curls, amber eyes, a wool dress that costs more than everything on my table combined, no guard, no nursemaid, no one. She looks up at me and smiles. I crouch down to her level. She smells of pine and wood smoke, and something warm underneath. Something that sits in my chest when I breathe it in and does not leave. "Who are you?" I ask. I have asked twice before. She has not answered. She tilts her head, studies me with those amber eyes, the way small children study things they have already decided about. "Mine," she says, and behind her, at the far end of the market row, a man stops walking. Tall, dark-haired. A plain dark coat, no markings, no crown. But the way the crowd parts around him without being asked, the way his eyes find his daughter and then find me in the same single sweep, I know what he is before he takes one step toward us. I do not know that his daughter has been telling him about me for 3 days. I do not know that he followed her here this morning, not to bring her home, but to see for himself what she keeps running toward. I do not know what he smells when he finally gets close enough. I just know that when he stops in front of me, the little girl between us reaches up and takes one of his fingers in her fist and one of mine in the other, connecting us like the clasp of a chain, and says, very simply, to her father she smells like home, Papa. 3 days before this moment, my life is perfectly unremarkable. This is not a complaint. I have worked very hard for unremarkable. 14 years of it, since I was 13 and alone, and the only thing between me and nothing was my own ability to figure out what came next. My stall in Thornhaven's East Market Row has been in the same position for 4 years. I am good at finding things. I have always been good at finding things. My parents were rogue wolves. They died at a border crossing when I was 9, the kind of death the packs don't record, because recording it would mean accounting for the children they left behind. I figured it out. I have been figuring things out since. I have a wolf. She is there, deep and still, like a coal that has never been given enough air to catch. She has never shifted. I stopped waiting for her to at some point around 17. She has been quiet for 10 years, until 3 days ago, when a small child sat down on my market step and said mine. And something in the place where my wolf lives went very, very still. Not the stillness of sleep. Something else. Something paying attention. And then his daughter sits down uninvited on my market stall step and eats one of my river root biscuits and looks at me like I am something she has been looking for. That is day 1. She does not tell me her name that day. She simply occupies my step with the confidence of someone who has decided a space belongs to her, and watches me work, and eats 2 biscuits, and then a guard arrives, pale, breathless. The particular expression of a man who has lost something important, and she goes with him without complaint. Looking back at me once over his shoulder, I watch her go. My wolf, still and quiet as she always is, does something that is not quite a stir. More like a lean. The way a plant leans toward a window without moving its roots. I tell myself it is nothing. Day 2. She brings me a flower. A small crushed thing she has clearly been carrying in her fist the entire walk from wherever she came from. She places it on my table with the deliberate ceremony of someone presenting something of great value. It has lost most of its petals. What remains is a stem and the idea of a flower. "Thank you," I say, very seriously. She nods. She sits down on my step. She stays for an hour and then falls asleep sitting up against my stall post, her head dropping to one side, her small hands open in her lap. I do not wake her. The guard who arrives, a different one this time, younger, even paler, finds her sleeping peacefully against my knee, and me continuing to sell herbs around her like this is a normal feature of my working day. He stares. I hand him a packet of sage. "For the headache you're about to have," I say. He takes it. That evening, after she is gone, I put the flower stem in a small jar of water. It will not recover. I put it there anyway. My wolf, in the place inside me where she lives, leans a little further. The quality of it is different from anything she has done before. Not the usual gray stillness, but something with silver in it. Something old. Something that has a name I do not know yet. I tell myself, it is just the child. Children do strange things to wolves. I go inside and tell myself this with great conviction. Day 3 is today. Day 3, she says mine, and her father stops at the end of the market row. And everything I have built out of ordinary and invisible and unremarkable begins, quietly and irrevocably, to change. He does not speak immediately. He stands in front of me, Willa between us, still holding both our hands, and looks at me with amber eyes that are the exact color of his daughter's, and the look on his face is not what I expect from an alpha king who has just retrieved his escaped heir for the 3rd time this week. He looks like someone doing a fast and private calculation. "She's yours," I say, because someone has to say something, and he is not going to. I was about to walk her back. Again. I know. His voice is low. Controlled. The kind of voice that has had so much practice at control that the effort is invisible. I followed her this time. You followed her. Yes. Willa tugs at both our hands simultaneously. Content. As though this, the 3 of us standing in the market with her between us, is exactly the correct arrangement of the world. She's been. I stop. She comes here. I bring her back. I don't know how she keeps getting out. Neither do her guards, he says. There is something in his voice that might in another man be humor. She's been telling me about you. I look at the child. She looks back at me, serene. She hasn't told me your name, I say. Willa, he says. I know her name. She told me that. I look back at him. I meant yours. Something happens in his face. A very small thing. Almost nothing. Like a door opening the width of a finger and then stopping, remembering itself. Rael, he says. Not Alpha King Rael Ashbourne, ruler of Greyvale territory, seated lord of the Silver Peak Kingdom's northern seat. Just Rael. The way a man gives a name when he wants to be seen as a man and not a title. I do not know yet why that matters. Willa tugs his hand. Then, mine. Then she walks, still holding both, and pulls us forward together along the market row, headed nowhere in particular, as though she has simply decided we are going for a walk. He looks at me. I look at him. She does this, I say. Yes, he says. She does. We walk. He comes back the next day. Not with Willa, alone, in the same plain dark coat. No guards visible, though I am certain they are somewhere nearby, learning the shapes of the stall awnings. He stands at the edge of my stall and looks at my herb collection with the focused consideration of a man who has no idea what he is looking at but is pretending he might buy something. River root, I say. For joint pain, sage, you know what sage is. The pressed oil on the left is good for headaches. The dark bottles at the back are sleep draughts, but I'd want to know more about your situation before I sold you one. He looks up from the bottles. Why? Because sleep draughts interact with wolf metabolism. Some packs run hot, and it shortens the effect to nothing. Some run cold, and you're unconscious for 12 hours. I straighten my display. I'd rather not have you fall asleep in the market. Something happens around his eyes. Definitely not humor. Definitely something in that family. Willa speaks of nothing else, he says. I stop straightening. She doesn't talk very much, no. But what she does say is, he pauses. Long. The pauses with him are not uncertainty, I am starting to understand. They are choices. He pauses when he is deciding how much of something to give. She says you smell like home. The market is very loud around us suddenly, or perhaps it has been loud the whole time and I am only now noticing. I don't know what that means, I say carefully. I don't either, he says. And this, I believe, is the only thing he says today that is not entirely true. He buys sage. He does not need sage. I sell it to him anyway. He comes back the day after that, and the day after that, buying things he does not need, asking questions that are never about my pack status, or my wolf, or any of the things pack wolves usually circle toward. Questions about my herbs. About whether I gather or buy. Questions that let me talk without revealing anything. On the 5th day, something shifts. Willa is with him. She has been talking without stopping since the moment they arrived, telling me in precise detail about a bird she saw from her window that morning. She describes it with the urgency of someone who understands that birds are important and must be documented. I am listening and unpacking a new shipment of dried rosemary at the same time. Rael is watching her. Not the careful, watchful look he gives me. Something different. Something open. The look of a man who has been doing a very hard thing for a very long time, and has, for this one moment, forgotten to be guarded about how much it costs him. She talks more than she used to, he says. Quietly, not to interrupt Willa's report on the bird. She stopped after her mother died. For almost a year she barely spoke. I go still. She talks to you, he says. You specifically. He looks at me. I wanted you to know that. I do not know what to do with that. So I do what I always do. I hand him something. A small jar of river root oil. For the joints, I say. You hold your right shoulder differently when you've been at the desk too long. He takes it. Looks at it. Looks at me. You noticed that, he says. I notice things, I say. It's how I know what people need. The next day, he comes alone. No Willa, she is apparently in a lesson, which she has strong feelings about, which he reports with the careful neutrality of a man trying not to take sides. Whose side are you on, I ask. No one's, he says. She's 3. She'll survive arithmetic. She told me she doesn't see the point of numbers. She told me the same thing. In full sentences. With examples. He looks at my display. She gets that from her mother. He says it without thinking. I can see the moment he realizes he has said it. A slight pause. A careful settling. She sounds like she was remarkable, I say. She was. He is quiet for a moment. She was also terrifying. Willa gets that from her too. I laugh. He looks at me when I laugh, directly, the way he usually does not permit himself, and then looks away. I find, after a week of this, that I have told him more about myself than I have told anyone in 4 years. I am not certain how he has managed this. I am not certain he doesn't know exactly what he is doing. On the 8th day, Oren comes to the stall instead. Rael's beta, a lean, sharp-eyed man who introduces himself correctly by title and manages to communicate in the space of 3 sentences both that he is here officially and that he personally finds the official reason somewhat distasteful. The Alpha King asks that I inform you, Oren says, in the specific tone of someone reading from a document they did not write, that Lord Caro's party arrives in the city tomorrow. The formal mating ceremony between the Alpha King and Lady Vesna of Caropac is scheduled in 9 days. He pauses. He asks that you, another pause. This one is Oren's own. Continue as normal. I look at Oren. Continue as normal, I repeat. Yes, he sent you to tell me about his mating ceremony. Oren meets my eyes. He is a man who is very good at his job and currently using that skill to look completely neutral. He did. I look at my herbs. The morning light is very clear. Everything is very clear and ordinary and exactly where I left it. Thank you, I say. I will. Oren leaves. Willa, who has been sitting on my step through this entire conversation, stands up and takes my hand. Papa is foolish sometimes, she says. She is 3 years old. She is not wrong. I close my stall an hour early. I walk home through the market row and think, for the first time with any real clarity, about what it means to be packless in a palace. No pack record. No elder to speak for me. No standing in any law that Caro or Greyvale or the Silver Peak Kingdom recognizes. I have been careful never to need those things. I have spent 14 years making sure I would never be in a position where I needed them. I am currently in that position. I go home. I tell myself I will be more careful. He invites me in on the 9th day. Not formally, Willa invites me, with the totality of conviction that only small children can manage, and he stands at the entrance and does not rescind the invitation, which I understand is not the same thing as him issuing it but produces the same result. Willa shows me her room. This takes 40 minutes because she has a great deal to show me, and she shows it with the deliberate ceremony of someone presenting an important collection. A painted wooden wolf, 3 smooth river stones, a pressed flower, the same kind she brought me at the market, I realize, stored carefully in a small box by her bed. You kept it, I say. It's yours, she says. I was saving it. I look at this small child with her amber eyes and her absolute certainty and the specific, undemanding love that 3-year-olds offer to things they have decided belong to them, and something in my chest does something I am not prepared for. A warmth, spreading out from the place where my wolf lives, quiet and enormous and entirely without warning. My wolf stirs. She has not stirred in years. Rael finds us in the kitchen later. Willa has dragged me there in pursuit of biscuits, which the cook produces with the weary efficiency of someone accustomed to this request at all hours. He stands in the doorway and looks at us at the table, his daughter climbing into my lap without asking, flower on both our sleeves, and the expression on his face is... I have no name for it. I have a feeling, looking at it, that he has no name for it either. She hasn't let anyone in her room since her mother died, he says, very quietly. Not to the room. To me, I do not know what to do with that. So I do nothing, which is the most honest thing. She was 3 days old when her mother died, I say. Yes, she doesn't remember her. No. He comes in and sits across from us at the table. But she knows. Wolves know. Willa, between bites of biscuit, leans her head back against my collarbone. Her small body fits against mine as though this is where it has always been, as though gravity arranged this specifically. Rael watches. She'll sleep soon, he says. She always does after the market. I can go stay. He says it and then is quiet for a moment. If you like. I stay. She is asleep in minutes. The heavy, complete sleep of a small person who has used up everything. I do not move. She is warm against me, and the kitchen smells of wood smoke and biscuit, and that deep pine scent that is him and Willa both. And I sit in it, and do not move, and do not think. Rael does not move either. He sits across from me in the kitchen, quiet. And after a while he says, she used to have nightmares. Every night. For the first year. He looks at his daughter sleeping. She would wake up calling. I don't know what she was calling for. She couldn't tell me. She just called. He pauses. She hasn't had one in 3 weeks. I look at him. Since she found the market, he says, carefully. Since she found you. The kitchen is very quiet. Outside the city is its normal evening self, distant voices, cartwheels on stone, the particular settling sound of a place arranging itself for night. I don't know what I did, I say honestly. No, he agrees. I don't think you did anything. He looks at me for a moment with an expression I am beginning to be able to read, the careful face with something large and honest beneath it. I think you just are. I do not know what to say to that. So I say nothing, which is the most honest thing I have. He carries Willa to her room himself, carefully, the way he does everything, one hand under her head, and I wait in the corridor, and when he comes back he says, without preamble, come back tomorrow. If you want to. I'll come back tomorrow. And the day after that. And the day after that. I keep coming to the palace. I tell myself it is for Willa, which is true. It is also not the whole truth. On the 6th day, Lord Caro's party is in the city, and Lady Vesna has been presented at the official welcome feast. And Rael comes to the kitchen where Willa and I are and sits down, and does not speak for a long time. How was the feast? I ask. Formal, he says. Is she? I stop. She is perfectly suitable, he says, in the tone of a man saying a thing that is technically true and entirely inadequate. The alliance makes strategic sense. Caro controls the southern pass. If the Silver Peak High King's territory comes under pressure from, he stops. It is a reasonable decision. Yes, I say. Willa, he says carefully, is resistant. We both look at Willa. Willa is decorating a biscuit with singular focus and does not look up. She'll understand when she's older, I say. Probably, he says. Willa, without looking up from her biscuit, pushes it toward the center of the table. Toward both of us equally. She does this without comment. The next morning, I am at my stall before dawn, and the Caro pack rides through the east gate at first light. I see them from the market row. 40 wolves, mounted, formal, wearing the Caro black and deep red, Lord Caro at the head, broad and iron gray, the kind of man who takes up space with deliberate precision. And behind him, on a pale horse, a young woman in a deep red riding cloak. Lady Vesna. She is beautiful. I notice this the way you notice the weather. It is simply true. Without judgment. Dark hair pinned back under a formal hood, sitting very straight, eyes ahead. She looks like someone doing a thing correctly. She looks like someone who has been doing things correctly for a long time. She does not look happy. She does not look unhappy either. She looks like a woman who has set those particular feelings aside for later, if later ever comes. I know that look. I have worn it. The market around me continues its morning. The Caro pack's arrival is a spectacle, and spectacles bring buyers. And my herbs sell well in the next hour while the city watches and whispers. I sell and weigh and count coins, and I do not look at the palace at the end of the square, and I do not think about the fact that Rael is in there, receiving his bride's delegation, doing the right thing. He told me he had always tried to do what was right. He is probably very good at it. One of Lord Caro's outriders passes the market row at a canter, his black and red colors bright in the morning. He slows at the edge of my stall, looks at me, not the herbs, not the display, me. There is no reason for him to look at me. I straighten my display and keep my face ordinary. He moves on. I count to 20 before I breathe again. Willa appears at my stall at mid-morning. No guard. She has once again simply decided to be somewhere she is not supposed to be. But her face is different today. She is not her usual calm self. She sits on my step, and she does not eat her biscuit. She holds it in both hands, and she looks at the east gate where the Caro riders went through, and her small face is very still. Willa, I say, She looks at me. Are you all right? She is quiet for a moment. Then she says, with the precision of a 3-year-old who means exactly what she says, I don't want her. I crouch down. I look at her seriously, the way she requires. You don't know her yet, I say. I don't want to know her. She looks at my face. I want you. I hold her gaze. My chest does something it should not do. My wolf leans in the deep, still place, as far as she can lean without breaking. That's not. I stop. Start again. Your papa has to make choices that are bigger than what either of us wants, Willa. That's what it means to be an alpha king. She considers this. Then she hands me the biscuit. You eat it, she says. You look sad. I eat the biscuit. I am sad. I am 14 years of practice at not admitting it. And I am sad anyway, sitting on a market step in the morning sun while a 3-year-old watches me with her father's amber eyes, and the city hums around us. And somewhere in the palace, a formal welcome is being extended to a woman who has done nothing wrong. The afternoon market closes as it always does. Carts folding, canopies coming down. The particular winding down noise of a place finishing its day. I pack slowly. No reason to hurry. My room will be small and cold and exactly the same as it was this morning. I am almost done when I hear footsteps. I know them. I have been hearing them for 11 days. He is in the plain dark coat, not the formal clothes, not the weight of ceremony, just Rael. He stands at the edge of my stall in the near-empty market and looks at me and does not say anything immediately, which is how I know it is bad. There is a welcome dinner, I say, tonight. Yes. Shouldn't you be at it? He is quiet. Oren is representing me. A pause. I needed to see how you were. I fold a canvas panel. I am very careful about everything right now. I'm fine, I say. I know you say that when you're not. I look at him. He looks back at me with those amber eyes that see too much and always have. It doesn't matter, I say. How I am. It matters to me. The market is nearly empty. Vendors in the distance. A cart moving away. The lamps are being lit for evening, one by one down the row. And in the growing dark, he is just a man in a coat standing at the edge of a market stall. Not a king. Not a contract. Just a man who came here when he should have been somewhere else. I know why he came. The bond that has no name yet is pulling at him the same way my wolf leans toward what she recognizes. I know this the way I know what a plant needs, before it shows any sign of need. Something observed long before it is said. I also know it changes nothing. Go back, I say. Gently, you have a city watching. He looks at me for a moment longer than he should. Tomorrow, he says. It is not a question. It is not a promise. It is a word set carefully between us like something that might break if not held with both hands. Tomorrow, I agree. He goes. I watch him until I cannot. Then I finish packing. I walk home through the evening city with lamp glow on the stones and the smell of pine still in the air, long after he is gone. My wolf, in her deep still place, leans so far she is barely roots anymore. On the 8th day I find documents on his desk, not snooping, just present in the study because Willa has fallen asleep on the settle, and he has stepped out briefly, and I am waiting. They are the alliance terms. I do not read them. I do not need to. The Caro seal at the bottom is enough. I stand there and look at it and understand, with the specific clarity of someone who has always known better than to want things that are not theirs, that I need to leave. Not the palace. I need to leave this. Whatever this has been. Whatever Willa's small hand in mine and his voice choosing words carefully, and the way my wolf stirs when he is in the room, I need to leave before I cannot. He comes back into the study and finds me standing by the desk, and sees exactly what I have understood and says nothing for a long moment. Nia, I should go, I say. Steadily. I have had practice steadily. The ceremony is tomorrow. Yes, he says. Willa will be all right. My voice is very even. I have made it very even. She is resilient. She comes from resilient people. I look at him. He is looking at me with that expression I have no name for, and this time it is cracked open further than I have seen it, and underneath is something enormous and undefended that I cannot bear to look at directly. I know, he says. She does. I leave. I am almost at the palace gate when I hear him behind me. I stop. He does not call my name. He just stops also. 3 steps behind me, and the gate is open and the street is right there, and I do not move through it. I turn around. He is closer than I expected. The lamp by the gate is amber, warm in the dark, and he is standing in it with his coat open and his hands not quite at his sides, not reaching, just not resting, and his face is... I breathe in. And the world stops. Not dramatically, quietly, the way a sound stops, not gone, but suddenly absent in a way that makes the previous noise impossible to remember. My wolf, who has been stirring for days, goes completely and utterly still. Not the settling stillness of sleep, the still of something that has been searching for something and found it. Pine, wood smoke, and underneath, deep and warm and irrevocable, the scent that Willa described and I did not understand. Home. And something beneath that. Something I have no name for. Something silver and old, the way certain words in the old script carry meaning the new language has no container for. My wolf does not lean toward it. She recognizes it. Those are not the same thing. He breathes in at the same moment. I watch it happen. I watch him go still in exactly the same way, and his eyes change, and he says nothing, and I say nothing, and the gate behind me and the street beyond it might as well be on the other side of the Silver Peak Mountains. How long? I say. My voice is very quiet. Since the first day Willa came home from the market, he says. She smelled of you. Her wolf was calm in a way I had not seen since she was born. He pauses. The long, choosing pause. I came to the market to see what was making my daughter calm. And then. Yes, I look at him. The Alpha King of Greyvale in a lamp-lit gateway. The mating ceremony 12 hours away. His daughter asleep inside. The moon goddess Selene, I say. And the name comes out with the particular weight of someone who has said it many times in empty rooms without answer. She has a sense of timing. Something changes in his face. Something that might be the first unguarded thing I have seen from him. A breath of something helpless and almost amused and devastated all at once. She does, he says. I'm packless, I say. I'm unaffiliated. I'm a market vendor with a wolf that has never shifted in 27 years. You have an alliance, a ceremony, a lord with a southern past that apparently matters strategically. Yes, he says. None of this is simple. No. Then what do you want to do? He looks at me for a long time. Long enough that I understand this is not a pause for choosing words. This is a man at a decision that has no clean side. I want to do what is right, he says finally. I have always tried to do what is right. Yes, I say. Tomorrow, he says. I need until tomorrow. I nod. I go through the gate. I walk home in the dark with the scent of pine and wood smoke still in my lungs, and my wolf utterly still inside me, not the stillness of absence. The stillness of waiting. My room is small and cold, and exactly as I left it. I light the lamp. I sit on the edge of my bed. On the windowsill, in a small jar, is a dried flower stem with no petals left, the one Willa brought me on the second day. I have not been able to throw it away. I pick it up. I have prayed to Celine before. Many times, in rooms exactly like this one. Alone exactly like this. I have asked her why she did not give me a pack, why she did not give my wolf a voice, why of all the things she distributes across the Silver Peak Kingdom, mates and bonds and belonging, I received the particular gift of needing none of it, because needing it and not having it would have been too much. I did not receive that gift. I have just been pretending, with great consistency, that I did. I set the flower stem down. I tell myself that tomorrow I will be ordinary again, that I will open my stall and sell my herbs and be invisible in the ways that matter. That an alpha king with a mating ceremony in 12 hours is not mine to want, and I have always known this, and knowing it has never been a problem before. I tell myself this for a long time. I do not entirely believe it. The ceremony is at midday. I open my stall. Sage, river root, the dark bottles at the back, every item in its place. My hands know what to do even when the rest of me is very far away. Oren appears at my stall at 11. He stands where Rael usually stands, says nothing for a moment, and has the expression of a man who has decided to say one thing and is choosing which. Willa, he says, has refused to dress. I arrange my herbs. She is sitting in the east corridor, he continues, which is, as it happens, the corridor with the window that faces the market. I look at him. She won't move, he says. We have tried, he stops. He is getting dressed for the ceremony. He has not asked me to tell you this, but he has also not asked me not to. He leaves. At 5 minutes to noon, I close it. I find Willa in the east corridor window exactly where Oren said she would be, sitting on the sill with her knees drawn up, her ceremony dress unworn on the bench beside her, looking out at the market row below. She hears me coming. Turns. The expression on her face is 3 years old and ancient. You came, she says. I came, I say. I sit beside her on the window bench. Below us the market is its usual midday self, vendors, buyers, the normal noise of things. My stall is closed and it looks strange from up here, the canvas folded, the baskets covered. Are you angry? I ask her. She considers this carefully, the way she considers everything. No, she says. Papa is sad. I know. He doesn't want to be sad. I know that too. She takes my hand. We sit at the window together. The palace bells begin to toll noon. 1, 2, 3, and I count them and think about my mother, who died before she could tell me what the mate bond felt like from the inside, and about my wolf, who has been still for 14 years and is still now in a different way, a waiting way, as though she has placed everything she is on a single point in time. 7, 8, 9. The doors at the far end of the corridor open. Rael stands in the doorway. He is dressed for the ceremony. Formal dark colors, the ashbourne silver at his collar. He looks at his daughter. He looks at me. He looks at his daughter again. Willa slides off the window bench and goes to him. She takes his hand and she turns and points at me with the other, the same gesture, the same absolute certainty as the first day in the market, and she says, to her father, for what I understand later was the 4th time in as many days, she smells like home, Papa. He does not look at her. He is looking at me. The bells have finished tolling. In the great hall at the other end of the palace, Lord Caro and Lady Vesna and 200 witnesses are waiting. Nia, he says. Go, I say. It's all right. He crosses the corridor in 4 steps. He stops in front of me, and he looks at me the way he has been not looking at me for 11 days, directly, fully, without any of the careful choosing. And he says, very quietly, nothing about this is all right. I know what this is. I know what the moon goddess Selene has written. I know what my daughter has known since the first day she found you. He pauses. One breath. I have spent 11 days trying to be the Alpha King instead of the wolf. I am done trying. I look at him. The ancient claiming law, he says. A fated bond recognized in front of witnesses is legally binding. It cannot be overridden by any other contract. Rael, there are 200 witnesses in the Great Hall, he says. I would like you to come with me. Willa squeezes both our hands. The Great Hall goes silent in the specific way of 200 people who have just understood that the situation has changed. Rael walks in with his daughter on his right and me on his left, and every eye in the room makes the same journey. To Lady Vesna, beautiful and arranged at the altar. To Lord Caro beside her. To the strange woman in market clothes who is apparently involved in something none of the invitations mentioned. Lord Caro's face goes very still. Lady Vesna's face does something interesting. A rapid sequence of emotions that ends, surprisingly, in something close to relief. Rael stops in the center of the hall. Lord Caro, he says. His voice carries without effort. I owe you a formal apology and a debt of hospitality for the journey you have made. The alliance between Greyvale and Caro Pack is important to me, and I intend to honor its strategic terms in full. The trade agreements, the border provisions, the joint patrol compact, I will sign all of it. Caro's jaw is very tight. The mating clause is superseded, Rael says, by the ancient claiming law of the Silver Peak Kingdom, which stands above all pack contracts and cannot be overridden by any agreement, territorial or otherwise. He turns to me. In front of 200 witnesses, in formal colors with the Ashbourne silver at his collar. The Alpha King of Greyvale, he says, clearly and without drama, Nia. I recognize you as my fated mate under the sight of the moon goddess Selene and the law of this kingdom. In front of these witnesses. If you are willing. I look at him. I look at my wolf, deep inside, alive and waiting and entirely certain, the way she has been certain since the first morning Willa appeared at my market stall with her amber eyes and her small clasped hands and the word mind said with the conviction of someone who has done this calculation and found it correct. Yes, I say. It comes out steadier than I feel. Orin, at the edge of the hall, is not watching Lord Caro. He is watching me, specifically, the base of my throat. I do not know why. I file it away. The hall is very, very quiet. Rael goes down on one knee. Not the formal claiming posture, not the one that is required. This is something else. Something he is choosing. I was not looking for this, he says, quietly, for me rather than the room. I had decided, after Willa's mother, I had decided I would not have this again. I told myself that was wisdom. His voice is low and steady and entirely without performance. It was not wisdom, it was fear. He looks at me. I am sorry that it took my daughter 3 escapes and 11 days and a corridor window to teach me the difference. He pauses. One breath. You deserve to be chosen first. Not the right answer after everything else failed. The first choice. Before the contract. Before the ceremony. Before any of this forced my hand. His voice does not waver. I am sorry that you had to wait for me to say it. Willa, standing beside him, pats his shoulder with a small hand. Encouraging. I cover my mouth. I am not crying. I am almost crying. I reach out and take his face in both my hands the way you would with someone you have known a long time. The way you would with someone you have been moving toward without knowing, through years of market rows and ordinary survival and prayers said to Selene in empty rooms. Get up, I tell him. He does. What happens next happens quickly. Lord Caro's voice, raised, invoking the contract terms. Orin producing documents with the calm efficiency of a beta, who anticipated this development and prepared accordingly. 2 of Caro's guards moving toward the floor, and Rael's own guard appearing from positions I had not noticed them taking up. Vesna, quietly, putting her hand on her father's arm and saying something low that stops him. It is done. The formal records will take longer. The political fallout will take longer still. But the ancient claiming law is the ancient claiming law, a fated bond recognized before witnesses is legally binding. Not a pack elder, not a lord, not a mating contract drawn up in good faith by 2 territorial powers can override what the moon goddess Selene has already decided. Willa takes my hand. Then his. Connects us again. Good, she says. She sounds satisfied. Now you can stay. She asks me on the first night. She is supposed to be asleep. She is very clearly not asleep. She is sitting up in her bed with her painted wooden wolf and her 3 river stones arranged in front of her, apparently holding some kind of meeting, and when I come to check on her, she looks at me with those amber eyes. His eyes. The same amber. The kind of amber that is warm all the way through. And she says, "Will you stay forever?" I sit on the edge of her bed. The palace is very quiet around us. The city below is quiet. Somewhere in the Silver Peak Mountains, the full moon is rising, and I can feel it the way I have always been able to feel it. That silver pressure in the air, the particular weight of Selene paying attention. My wolf is not stirring anymore. She is not waiting. She is present, fully, warmly present, in a way she has not been in 27 years, in a way I did not know she was capable of. Yes, I tell Willa. She nods, like I have confirmed something she already knew. She picks up her wooden wolf and holds it out to me. "This is for you," she says. "I was saving it. I take it. Hold it. This small carved thing that a 3-year-old has determined belongs to me." "You saved a flower too," I say. "In case you forgot," she says. "About me." I look at this child. This small, ancient, entirely certain child who found me in a market I had occupied for 4 years and decided in the space of one morning that I was hers. Who has spent 3 weeks connecting 2 people who had decided not to be connected with the persistence and the infallible instinct of a wolf who knows what she smells. "I won't forget about you," I tell her. "Good," she says. She lies down. She is asleep in approximately 90 seconds. Rael is in the doorway when I turn around. She does this, I say. Falls asleep that fast. Always. He looks at his daughter. His face in the dark is soft in a way I think very few people have seen. Her mother was the same way. Once she decided something was settled, he stops. She doesn't worry. No, I agree. She gets that from her mother. We stand in the doorway together. His shoulder is warm against mine. The moon is through the window above Willa's bed, silver and full and precisely where it should be. I have prayed to Selene in a lot of empty rooms. I have sent words into a lot of dark skies and heard nothing come back. I look at Willa sleeping, at the wooden wolf in my hand, at the man beside me who chose a corridor over a ceremony because his daughter sat in a window and pointed at the market below. She smells like home, I say. Yes, he says. He looks at me sideways. She does. She was talking about me. I know. He is quiet for a moment. So was I. It is not until dawn that Oren's knock comes. The message he carries arrived in the night. A letter. Official seal. Heavy paper. He hands it to Rael with an expression that is the controlled professional face, and also, underneath, something that is not controlled at all. Rael reads it. Once. Twice. His face becomes very still. What is it? I say. He looks at me. Then at the letter. He folds it carefully and holds it for a moment in the way he holds things when he is deciding how much to give. The Caro Pack has invoked the war clause in the broken contract, he says. They are calling allies. How many? A pause. Long. The letter is countersigned, he says. Not by Caro. By who? He shows me the signature at the bottom of the page. A name I do not know. Below it, a seal I do not know. And below that, in a different hand, a note that someone has added in the margins. 4 words. In the old script. The kind they used before the Silver Peak Kingdom had a written law. When the silver wolf howls. Raelle looks at me. I look at the mark on my wolf, the one she has carried for 27 years, dormant and quiet. The one that, since last night, has been visible, a thin silver scar at the base of my throat, where a claiming bite would sit, except there is no bite there. There has never been a bite there. It has always been there. Waiting. The Moonborn, Orin says from the doorway. Very quietly, the elders always said they would come when the kingdom needed it most. The dawn light is very cold, very clear. Behind me, Willa stirs in her sleep and murmurs one word, soft as breath. Mama.